Welcome to Mostly Mets, and I just want to give you my initial reaction to this huge breaking news that we just got from Jeff Passan a few minutes ago. Brandon Nimmo has been traded to the Texas Rangers for Marcus Semien. Now, it's nice to get Brandon Nimmo's money off the boards, right? Five years, $20 million. This was not something that I was against, trading Brandon Nimmo. I thought it would be a good shakeup for the team. He's clearly a declining player, and you have him signed for the next 5 years. You cannot get your defense better. I know people love to say that Nimmo's advanced numbers say he's not a bad defensive player. He's not. But he's average, and he lost a step. So he's just declining more and more. And eventually, you were going to have to move him out of the outfield, and he was going to be a DH. He just doesn't have the range like he used to. You have to just admit that. But to trade him for a guy like Marcus Semien, who is 35 years old and still has 3 years left on his deal, where he's making $72 million over the next 3 years, I just think is kind of a waste, right? Yes, you're losing 2 years on the back end of that contract. You're basically gaining 2 years on this trade, less long-term deals, and maybe that opens it up to be able to sign more guys to a long-term deal. But I just don't love the return. I don't love Marcus Semien. I know he's an elite defensive second baseman. A 7 outs above average last year, 82nd percentile in fielding run value. He's a great defensive second baseman, and you're going to see a great shortstop, a great double play combo between him and Lindor. It's going to be nice to see, exciting, all that kind of stuff. But his bat has declined so much in the last couple of years. This isn't the Marcus Semien who hit 46 home runs in 2021. It's not even the Marcus Semien who had hit 273 with 29 home runs in 2023. In 2024, he hit 237 with a 699 OPS and 23 home runs. 2025, he had a 230 batting average with a 669 OPS and 15 home runs. He's just not an offensive weapon, offensive piece anymore. He's Jeff McNeil at this point offensively. Maybe even worse, right? He's just not a good offensive player. Yes, he's going to give you good defense, but I just don't love this deal. If we were going to trade Nimmo, I was all for it, but I thought it would be a salary dump where we just get out of that contract, maybe get some low-level prospect just to clear that salary so that they're able to go out and sign more players like a Cody Bellinger or maybe even a Kyle Tucker. Now you go out there and get Marcus Semien, and while yes, it makes it so you don't have as many long-term contracts on your team, you're still locked up. You added $6 million in salary this year, so all these people saying, oh, it's less money than Nimmo. Yes, over 5 years, but not next year and not the year after that. And the year after that, you're still paying him $20 million. He's going to be 38 years old. So don't love this deal. If you listen to what Andy Martino says, the reasoning for this deal is that Semien gives you elite defense at second base. Corner outfielder spot is now freed up for strong defense, and now the Mets have more flexibility to add in the outfield this winter. And what I say to that is that they better. There's no excuse now. You can't say, well, we can't go out and get Bellinger because we don't want to play him at first base and we have Nimmo in left. He's not necessarily a great center fielder anymore. No, you have to get at least Cody Bellinger now to play your outfield. It has to be at least Bellinger. Before it was, hey, let's go out and get Pete and Bellinger and have Bellinger maybe play some left, Nimmo DH. No, now you need the bat. And honestly, Bellinger's not the bat to go out and get. Yes, he's better than Nimmo, but it's just you don't have anything in that lineup now that anyone is scared of. Not that anyone was scared of Nimmo, but Nimmo was at least a competent offensive player. Bellinger is the minimum now. Now, honestly, does this open them up to go out and maybe sign a long-term deal to get Kyle Tucker? Maybe. Maybe this is just them clearing up some long-term space, right? Maybe they're comfortable in the next 2 or 3 years having a much higher salary, but they want to cut that down long-term. And now you have the ability to add someone on a long-term deal, like a Kyle Tucker. Maybe they're going out and saying, calling up the Padres and saying, what are we looking for Fernando Tatis Jr.? His contract right now looks really good. I think he makes like $24 or $25 million AAV. Like, he's very, very conservative contract for like the next 10 years or 9 years, something like that. So could that be a route they're looking to go towards? I would love it. I don't know that that's a Stearns type of player. Obviously, he's a great defensive player, and we know his bat, and he'll be electric in New York and all that. He would be the piece that everyone would want. But But I don't know. This has to be the first step in something that's many steps. If it's not, and this was just a deal that Stearns liked and likes Semien better than Nimmo, then no, this doesn't work at all. But I think we have to put a little bit of trust, even though we don't trust Stearns very much, into the fact that he does have a plan and that this is just the first step of the plan. And now you open up more flexibility in the outfield. You can go out there and sign. You have to sign at least one outfielder now. Maybe even you want to go out there and get two. Maybe you go out. Maybe they say, oh, well, maybe we can add a Bader in center now for a couple of years and sign Bellinger to play left. I don't know what this means for Pete. If it seems like he's really going out there and going defense 100%, then Pete might be not coming back. We might not have any chance to have Pete Alonso back at this point. Maybe they just don't want him. Maybe they just want to go all defense. We'll have to see with that. But it seems like Stearns is putting his money where his mouth is when he talks about defense here. Don't know that I love exactly the direction we look to be going in right now, but whatever. We'll have to wait and see what the plan says. Hopefully there's more to this story. We'll find out more. Also, just want to say, listen, Brandon Nimmo, great Met. He was drafted by the Mets first round, 2011. Wish him all the best. I'm surprised he waived his no-trade clause to go to Texas, who's shedding salary and maybe retooling a little bit and rebuilding. Didn't think he'd want to go to a situation like that, but hey, maybe he felt a little disrespected with the trade rumors, and at this point he was just ready to go anywhere, go be with his friend Jacob deGrom. Maybe that's the case. But anyway, wish Nimmo nothing but the best. He was a great Met. And that's really all I got. If you're still here, this is just my initial reaction. I'll talk about this more as we go on into the offseason. But if you're still here, you like this type of content, please subscribe, give me a like, comment, all that kind of stuff. Let me know what you think about this trade. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be against it. And there's going to be some that are for it as well. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know if I'm crazy and this is a great deal. But anyway, that's all I got. So until next time, let's go Mets.